Soul Eater is an anime released in 2008, adapted from its 2003 manga written by Atsushi Okubo, serialized in Monthly Shonen Gengan. It's one of the most unique and insane shows that I have ever seen.
Honey, don't stick me in that monster's dirty mouth! Ew! Oh, okay, sorry!
Let me get the bullet points out of the way in case you're worried that I'll spoil something or forget to highlight things about the series. Despite a few qualms that I might have with the show, Soul Eater is a masterpiece. No other anime in October matters outside of Soul Eater, except for October 3rd. That one's okay. Soul Eater easily separates itself from today's giants like Demon Slayer or like Jujutsu Kaisen. It's a series that ended too soon, frankly. Like, we got a One Piece remake incoming, a Fruits Basket remake, a Ranma 1/2 remake. Where's my Soul Eater remake? We don't talk about Soul Eater not. That didn't exist, okay? Soul Eater was the first anime to get me into anime. It has my first hyperfixation character, my first ever husbando. This series taught me what fan fiction was because I loved this guy so much. I loved Soul Evans. Like, there's something so special about revisiting a show that was so important to you, and it's even better than you remember. I hate how some anime reviews and discussions of older series is just about how they don't hold up, or if they're problematic, or if the comedy doesn't age well. What if the comedy adds to the charm? What if it's a series that I think represents this era of anime perfectly? I think that's what's really beautiful about Soul Eater. Granted, Soul Eater isn't the perfect anime. It's not Studio Bones' magnum opus. I can see why people would say all that other stuff about Soul Eater, frankly, but Soul Eater does hold up today. This squad could go against Jujutsu High. What are those guys? Sorcerers? Sorcery fight? We got the Demon Weapon Meister Academy. It's so over. Soul Eater would do numbers in 2024. High-key, I'd even say Soul Eater was ahead of our time. It would do numbers in 2030. Give me Soul Eater Brotherhood, please. Oh no, this scene. I still look at the number 8 and go, wow, that's a very symmetrical number. You ask me where a sound soul dwells? I know it's in a sound mind and a sound body. The setting and vibes of this show make such a lasting impact on you. I love how the series uses every single penny of its budget to capture how gothic, whimsical, dark, yet inviting this world is. The sun and moon are staring at you the entire time you're watching this show. There's this uncanny essence to this show where Soul Eater reminds you that it's an alternate reality that exists in our world. The opening episodes have our characters going against criminals we know. Jack the Ripper, Al Capone, and iconic fictional ones like Master Thief Lupin, anime Jason, Friday the 13th Jason, with the most insane badass entrance from a female main character. In fact, every single character in this show feels like a main character. It's balanced so well in the writing because the anime does something that I've never seen an anime do before. They capture the essence of each main character by having the first 3 episodes dedicated to each team before telling you anything about the story, and it's all done in a super interesting way. That's the wonderful nature of having a series where character does come before plot. Kind of like how a sitcom is, but instead of like a sitcom, it's a plot-heavy battle psychological anime. Episode 4, 5, and 6 is about how these characters now interact with each other outside of their teams. It's about their dynamic, how each of their powers work, how the teachers educate in a school like this. It's so insanely detailed, it's interesting, and then we get into the insanely juicy, riveting, creepy storyline. This is the only anime that I know puts plot is like the 4th most important thing about it. Right after vibes, characters, and character relationships. Maka, a bookworm girl boss, and her death scythe, Sol Evans, whose sole purpose in life is to be nonchalant and up his aura. Blackstar, a ninja assassin who is trying to defeat God, and his weapon Tsubaki, who is arguably the coolest character in this show. And that's saying a lot, because our next character is Death the Kid, who is literally the kid of Death himself, an OCD skater boy whose partners are these two sisters, Liz and Patty, who are hilarious. We follow these characters while such a unique soundtrack plays underneath these fights, and the music, I swear, amplifies everything. It's amazing. If you don't know what Soul Eater is, think of the characters of Avatar: The Last Airbender meets Harry Potter meets Tim Burton in a battle shonen masterpiece. Yeah, like, hear me out on the Avatar aspect. Soul Eater, like Avatar, blends thrilling action, a unique thought-out world with heartfelt emotional stakes, all with an endearing cast of characters that have a backstory, and it's so good, it's so good. If I haven't sold you on this show, I don't know what to tell you. What's so insane about Soul Eater isn't just the Halloween vibes. It's not the spectacle and masterful directing of the fights, the style, the sound, but it's the fact that you care about these characters. You care about these characters' relationships. That's the stuff that will get people rooting for the good guys. Not one, but two of your favorite characters are at stake. Not being able to work together could end up with one of you getting killed. Dynamics are so integral to this show, and also learning from the cool teachers in such an interesting way make it all the better. We got a zombie teacher and Dr. Frankenstein. The Gojo girlies would not be able to handle the power of this guy, okay? The power that he would have today, imagine. We got sick, twisted, memorable villains who you look forward to their demise. Mosquito, Arachne, Medusa, who is trying to turn her own child, Krona, into a Kishin. Medusa, God. I hated her, and I loved how much I hated her. The slow reveal, the puzzle pieces coming together so eerily, it can almost make you quite mad. And I love how on top of these scary, intense fights, the flashy, insane choreography and direction, we also get time where these kids are just actual kids, dapping each other up, hosting hangouts, playing basketball, fighting how friends fight. We see why these characters get along, why exactly they're partners with each other, what makes each specific friendship so special, why they resonate with each other in their souls. Soul resonance. It all makes sense. Oh, I love this show. These bonds that they have are something outside of a regular romance. It's outside of having like a close bonded friendship. It's something deeper than anything that you would find in a series. Maka is strict and uptight, while Soul balances that out with how laid back he is. Blackstar helps Tsubaki become more confident, and Tsubaki takes Blackstar's ego and confidence to the ground. Kid is neurotic and passionate, while Liz and Patty are chaotic and need a sense of purpose and morals. They resonate so well, honestly. If this video does well, I'm down to make a deep dive video, an essay, if you will, on the character relationships in this show, because there's so much more to dissect and discuss with them, like Medusa and Stein, Krona and Maka. This is a series about how everyone's got a little bit of insanity in them, and how that's okay. How sometimes it's hard to not go insane in the world we live in, especially right now, and how finding your way alone is hard, but finding people to go through it with helps. It helps with all the madness. The story dives into what strength really means. Strength is empathy. Strength is dropping your ego, to embrace being vulnerable, to have humility, to accept that there is disorder, and that you can't control everything, to have self-worth, to rely on others. This show has my favorite team dynamic, my favorite ensemble of characters in a show. Clearly, if you can't tell, I feel like anime these days don't have that depth and nuance in their friendships, and Soul Eater just sets that standard. It sets that bar. Even the side characters, the other classmates to this show, we see them once and now we see them in the background all the time in the show. Like, they're their classmates. Of course they would see them like every day. It's made by the studio that brought you FMA, Mob Psycho, Ouran High School Host Club, Bungo Stray Dogs, need I say more? You do have to get past a little bit of fan service if you're not into that, because anime, but it's a good anime. The fan service doesn't take away from the show either. Like, it really doesn't. The plot and show, the story carries above anything else. I honestly think I'm going to read the manga now too, because I love this series. I want more of it, and the anime does have a different ending than the manga, because it's the same vein as to why Full Metal Alchemist has a different ending than Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Same reason. Soul Eater Brotherhood, please. Please like, comment, subscribe if you liked the video. I really hope you did. It's not like I care anything.